Welcome to Wout of the World, guys, and maybe the sign behind me is giving it away already, but we are visiting the Philippines on our big trip through Asia. This is the island of Bohol. Let's go.
But first, let's do a little recap. It's been a year already since we started this trip in the Middle East and went to Africa. After island hopping in the Caribbean, we took a camper van on a road trip through North America. Next up was Mexico, the Galapagos and Brazil. And after adventures in Southeast Asia, you saw us cruising the west coast in beautiful Australia.
From Australia, we took an airplane to the capital of the Philippines, Manila. And from there we had a transfer straight to the paradise island of Bohol. And over here we're gonna do some exploring, but first we're gonna chillax on a fantastic resort, guys. This is Cliffside Resort, very remote from the outside world, on the rocks, looking out over the sea. And what else do you need?
This is another slice of paradise, guys. Just south of Bohol is the smaller Panglao Island, and this is the ultimate destination for amazing beaches, an extensive coral reef to do some snorkeling, and plenty of unique nearby attractions.
Good morning, guys! The sun is shining, it's a beautiful day, and it's time to explore the island of Bohol. We're staying on Panglao, a little island just south of Bohol, so it's a 1.5 hour drive from here, but a driver is gonna pick us up for the whole day because we're gonna see all the wonderful natural sights. Let's go! The first place that we make a stop is a very special one. This was the first peace signing behind me on Bohol between the Spanish colonists and the Philippines. It was in 1565 and they did this by doing a blood pact. So the situation behind me where everybody is taking pictures is actually where this happened.
Tagbilaran, the capital of Bohol, is the place to start a trip across the island.
We stay in the city of Tagbilaran for the next historical site. After a small jump in time, we end up in 1595. The first church was built here in all of the Philippines, also on Bohol. Its name is the Immaculate Conception Church in Baclayon. And it's so old, I feel young.
The Baclayon Church turned out to be a milestone in history because 93% of the people in the Philippines are still Christian. The church has even survived several earthquakes and is still an important place of pilgrimage.
Okay guys, time for our next stop, which is a more natural site. We're going to a farm where they have all the animals that live on the island of Bohol. And amongst them are snakes, butterflies and lemurs. We'll have a look.
Many of the animals on this farm just run free, and others fortunately don't. But how cool to have seen some of the local animals at this little Philippine petting zoo.
It's time for our next stop, which is the lunch, and all this sightseeing made me hungry, guys. So we're going on board of one of these floating restaurants, that's what they call these, and we're gonna make a little boat trip of about an hour while we have lunch on the way and do some sightseeing in the jungle. Enjoying the Philippine way.
While enjoying these almost perfectly sung golden oldie songs, the cruise is a culinary but also natural highlight. We sail straight through the jungle of Bohol. Here we also experienced the tinikling, proof that the Philippines and Spain really made peace with each other. The originally Spanish dance is now a Filipino tradition.
For the next site we stopped along the road because on our way to the next site we see the man-made forest, which is a forest made by man, but it's still beautiful and mystical. It's a 2-kilometer stretch of mahogany trees and they're all lined up perfectly. Our next stop is one that I have been waiting for such a long time, guys, because we're gonna look for the most exquisite animal that you can find on the Philippines. It's the tarsier. I'm at the Tarsier sanctuary on Bohol and we're gonna try and find them. Let's go. So we're walking around here and we see one of them here behind me, the tarsier, and they're actually quite small, smaller than I expected, but we have to be a bit quiet because they sleep during the day.
These tiny primates look like humans, but their hands and feet have suction cups, so they can sleep while hanging in the tree. They are only about 5 inches tall and their eyes are actually bigger than their brains. Such awesome creatures. Wow, our first encounter with the tropical rains of the Philippines.
So we saved the best for last, guys, because we're on top of one of the chocolate hills, a unique landscape for the entire world. There are almost 1,300 of these chocolate hills here on Bohol, and they're named this way because they turn brown in the dry period, but now it's raining a little bit more, so they are beautifully green, but they're still spectacular.
These mountains were actually created by erosion and limestone, but according to a myth, they are the tears of the giant Arogo. He fell in love with a human lady called Aloya. And when she died, his tears would be scattered here and petrified over time. A much more beautiful story, right?
Wow guys, we really enjoyed the island of Bohol so much, and I really think the Philippines have some natural wonders that you can see nowhere else in the world. For me, in 130 countries already, I never saw things like the Tarsiers, the chocolate hills, all the incredible natural sights. But now it's time to enjoy this swimming pool for a while, stay at the hotel for a couple of days, and then we move on to the next island in the Philippines, which is gonna be Palawan. And I'll see you there.
From this wonderful slice of paradise, we fly to another real wonder of the world, the underground river of Puerto Princesa. And after that, we will also visit the turquoise lagoons of El Nido.
The underground river is quite far from here, but first I'll show you where we're staying in Puerto Princesa at the beach.
We're staying in a beautiful place right outside the city, on the south coast of the island of Palawan. Nearby is the town of Puerto Princesa, named so by the Spanish Queen Isabella, after her daughter who died an untimely and very sad death. Something like the Princess Harbor. However, we're not staying in the city, but right in the middle of paradise.
So guys, it's still very early in the morning. The alarm clock was set at 6:30, and about 7:30 we're gonna get picked up by a little van who's gonna take us all the way to one of the natural wonders on Palawan, one of the wonders of the world. It's a 2-hour drive because the road is very bumpy. It's only like 40 kilometers away, but still a very long time to drive over there. So we go there and back in one day, and we're gonna see some spectacular things.
One of the biggest reasons to visit Palawan is the underground river of Puerto Princesa. The tour we do costs about $40 a person and lasts all day.
was a bumpy ride, but we're here, guys. As I told you before, this is one of the 7 nature wonders in the world. It's the underground river of Palawan, supposedly the longest underground river in the entire world. It's 8.2 kilometers long, and it's a little boat trip away from here. So there's a line over there with a lot of tourists, and in the meantime, while our guide is standing in the line, we're gonna do some activities in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful natural environment with karst mountains, mangrove trees, and a lot of beautiful coastlines. So we're gonna explore that, and then I'm gonna show you the world wonder. Woo!
Yes guys, it's a bit crowded. About 500,000 tourists visit the underground river every year, but luckily there's also a lot of beauty nearby while we wait.
So guys, we drove for another 10 minutes and it's time to make a little boat ride here through the mangrove forest. A beautiful jungle river, guys. We see a lot of animals from the boat, but the most spectacular ones are the snakes, which are poisonous, by the way, just above our heads in the trees over here.
Next to these striped mangrove snakes, we see these bright blue crabs. And further on we see the local fishermen looking for tamilok. These slimy woodworms live in the tree roots, and like oysters they are a delicacy to eat raw. Looks delicious, right? In the mangroves we also see these large monitor lizards. And while our guide sings the local mangrove songs, we also spot some hornbills. And these Philippine long-tailed macaques.
Wow, guys, that was way better than waiting in line at the underground river. We saw so many beautiful things here in the nature. Our bellies are stuffed with a delicious Philippine buffet, and after the lunch it's finally time to see the world wonder, guys. Here I come.
We sail across the raging sea towards an inlet in the limestone mountains that are totally overgrown with tropical rainforest.
So in about 15 minutes, the trimaran took us to this secluded beach, from where we do a little bit of walking through the jungle to a smaller boat, which will take us to the underground river, guys. Exciting!
As we walk through the jungle, we see a lot of wild animals everywhere. Even the way over there is already a big, exciting adventure.
This behind me is the entrance to the cave, guys, and I'm wearing this helmet not because it's dangerous, but because there are a lot of bats in there that poop on your head. On the way we also have this little audio device, so we can learn something about the cave and the underground river as well.
The headphones are actually our guide. In order to protect the nature in this special underground tunnel system, we are not allowed to talk during the boat ride. Pretty soon we sail into complete and utter darkness and look around with amazement at all the natural tunnels. You wouldn't believe it, but researchers have found all kinds of unique animal species in here, such as bats, fish, and even dugongs, a type of manatee.
Wow guys, that was exciting, wasn't it?
Amazing.
I loved everything that we learned about the cave as well, so really want to recommend this trip.
We sail back after a real highlight of our world trip. And it turns out we were lucky, because almost all days of this week the boat trips were cancelled due to stormy weather.
Wow guys, what an experience to ride a boat on the underground river of Puerto Princesa. And it's a milestone for me actually, because it was the last of 15 world wonders that I had to see in my lifetime. The last remaining old one, the pyramids, the 7 wonders of the world made by men, and now also the 7 nature wonders of the world. This was the last one, so I can die in peace, and it's a great time to do so because it's Christmas, and this is what we're gonna celebrate the coming days. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Here on Palawan we go everywhere on the tricycles, small motorcycles with scrappy sidecars. And how nice would it be to visit the local shopping mall for some Christmas shopping? Stay tuned for more adventure as we'll visit El Nido next. Oh, and hit the subscribe button in the right corner to follow all our travels.
So for everybody who's going from Puerto Princesa to El Nido, once in their lifetimes. I warn you, the road is long and it's bumpy. My ass is killing me right now. And we're at Halfway Cafe, which is actually halfway between the two cities. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the other half. But it's New Year's tonight, so we got something to celebrate and we got to be there on time.
When we finally arrive, it's already dark out. We grab something to eat quickly and are ready to party. We celebrate New Year's Eve with our friends Kevin and Nam.
Happy New Year! So I'm standing in the water, guys, here on El Nido beach. The fireworks are pretty awesome behind me. And it's 15 minutes past midnight. And we have the new year, 23, my lucky number. So I wish you a very happy new year and lots of new travels in the coming year. I'm gonna enjoy a drink and the fireworks.
We had a great party on the beach, only to see the next day where we actually ended up. This town on the northern shore of the paradise island Palawan is called El Nido.
When you visit the Philippines, you will probably not skip El Nido, and that's because it has some beautiful surroundings. Some small islands that you can do some island hopping, see beautiful beaches, doing some snorkeling, and just relaxing in this cozy little town. But the town is actually pretty small. For such a famous name, El Nido is just a couple of streets with some restaurants and nice hotels. And if you want to go somewhere, you'll probably take one of these tricycles.
We explore the town and soon arrive at the beach for the best views. The high limestone mountains remind us a bit of the Vietnamese Ha Long Bay, and also a bit of Krabi in Thailand. But El Nido has a very different vibe. It's typically Filipino, and we get an insight into local life. You can still dine here for a few bucks, and we do that in style with a beautiful view.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning, guys, and we're all set to get picked up for the tour of today, and we're gonna make a little trip in the neighborhood around some beautiful beaches and islands, so I'm very excited.
Kevin on the back of the scooter and we go in the tricycle. We quickly visit the bakery and then it's on to the beach.
If you want to see the beautiful surroundings of El Nido, there are 4 options. If you want to do a public tour, it's A, B, C and D. But there's another option, and that's a private tour. And that's what we're doing today. It's not that expensive, maybe twice as much per person, but the 5 of us have the boat all day, and we're gonna do a little combination of A, B, C and D to see the most beautiful places in the area. Let's go.
El Nido is located in a phenomenal place in the middle of 45 islands that you can visit by a typically Filipino trimaran. We cannot wait. Fortunately, the sea is calm today and the sun is shining. Last week, all the tours were cancelled every day, so we were very lucky today.
For the first stop we have to make a boat ride of about half an hour, and it's the island behind me with the secret lagoon. And it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful ones already, so I'm excited. Wow guys, this is Secret Lagoon. And when you're on the open sea, you just don't expect places like this between the rocks. It's like paradise. I saw pictures on the internet of this, but still, to see it in real life, the place is amazing. Just one thing, it's not that secret as you might think. There are other people, of course.
With the drone I view the paradise island of Minilog, which looks a lot like all the pictures that I saw in the travel magazines. We hang out here on the beach and get ready for something very special.
The reason that they call this the Secret Lagoon is not because there are no people here. No, it's actually because it's kind of hidden. It's behind the rocks here, and it's a chamber with beautiful blue water. Yeah, surrounded by these crazy high rocks.
How adventurous do you want it to get, guys?
Look guys, this is already somewhat more of a secret lagoon. We're at the next spot guys, and this is gonna be the spot where we're gonna do some snorkeling. It's between two islands, and the one behind me is called Chimitsu Island. And yeah, it's supposed to be the best coral here, so let's see what's underneath.
Underwater, I immediately see everything, including beautiful coral and hey, it's Nemo! And what about this large pufferfish that just decided to take a little swim next to me? But the most exciting fish that I spot is this big blowfish, chilling right over there in its little hole.
Wow guys, so many different kinds of fish, and especially the blowfish with the big eyes. Was amazing. But now we are going on to the next spot, which is a small lagoon. One of the most exciting spots in this trip, world famous.
For this island we switched to the kayak for a trip through some of the most beautiful waters in the world.
So we enter the small lagoon between some small rocks, and after the entrance you see this. This is heaven, guys, and we're actually the only people here.
And with the drone we see how the lagoons look from the sky, like cocktails with all those beautiful color transitions. And there on the left side we also see the big lagoon.
Wow, guys, this place is so serene and so beautiful and so quiet actually that you can hear yourself think. And I don't do that a lot, so it says something about the place. Wow.
Of course, at lunch we eat what the nature around us has to offer. The seafood and fruits on the Philippines are second to none.
It's getting a little bit more cloudy, guys, but it's still fun to go out and do some kayaking. And we're at the next island, and the island's name is Catlao. And over there is also a lagoon, so we're gonna explore this again with the kayak. This is the last place that we make a stop, guys. It's called Bohol Island, and it's quite near to El Nido, and it's used by a lot of local people for the beach. So it's a small beach with a lot of people on it, but it's very cozy.
After such a big tour, it's very relaxing to come home to El Nido. Highly recommended by us is this small Thai restaurant by the sea called Tuk Tuk Thai.
You have to try everything once in your life, and that's why I'm having an all-American hot dog on the Philippines this morning. And after that, we're gonna be picked up by a van and head out to another wonderful place in the area. But first, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. Is there a straw on my face?
For about 40 bucks we have a private driver all day and we drive about half an hour to the north.
The place that we're spending the day is called Nakpan Beach, and it's about a 45-minute drive from El Nido. So we did take a van today, a private one, so we can spend all day, and we saw this beautiful blue bay surrounded by a broad beach. It has palm trees, it has local life, it's purely nature. But the weather is not that great today, guys. It's clouded, not like yesterday, but we have all day, so we just wait for the sun here, and who knows, it's already beautiful to me.
Despite the weather, Nakpan Beach is the absolute #1 beach in El Nido. It's even ranked number 10 of the most beautiful beaches in the world on TripAdvisor. The sea here is so refreshing, and for a popular beach you really go back to basic. There's only one restaurant and the food is fantastic.
So this turned out to be a great day at the beach, guys. The sun is here from time to time, we had a great swim in the waves, and I discovered this little cocktail bar here, which has very cheap but super delicious fresh cocktails, and you get glasses like coconuts and bamboo sticks, and they're really good. So I can recommend that. I'm having a mojito, and yeah, I'm enjoying my day.
Oh, if only life were always that simple. And by the way, if you're looking for a good pizza, then you have to go to Gusto in the town of El Nido.
So we were supposed to go on a boat trip today, but there's a lot of wind, so they were all cancelled. So what do you do in El Nido on a day that there's no sun and high wind? Well, take a plastic ball and go to a schoolyard. We're doing a game of football with all the children here in town, because the schools have just opened after New Year. Jens, there's the ball. We're going again.
Looking for myself, I'm staring at my shadow. Am I gonna be safe in getting through tomorrow? When I throw me down, you can lead me to the side. You still raising me up, but when I look aside, she guides me with a sign and light of me.
It seems that the clouds have gone away and the sun has returned. So today it's time for one of our last activities. It's almost time to leave El Nido and Palawan. Not for good, because for sure we'll be back, but we're going on to a new adventure. But as I said, today we're gonna visit a nice beach just a couple of kilometers south of El Nido, which is Cabañas Beach.
I just want me to find it. I'm not done. I just want me to find it, 'cause I'm not done.
Well guys, it looks like, as always, we saved the best for last, because this is Las Cabañas Beach. I'm standing on a white sand beach with beautiful palm trees, but especially the views across the water of the other side of El Nido and Catlao Island are amazing. And I'm curious to see, when I go up with the drone, what the views are over here, because it's spectacular.
On. Someone told me that I could find it. I will find my way. Gotta keep looking. If it's not there, gotta go again.
Las Cabañas Beach is the ideal ending of our trip, and we also visit the beautiful Mari Mekmek Beach. And we say goodbye to our friends there.
Guides me with a sign and light of me. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. want me to find it, 'cause I'm not done. I just want me to find it, I'm not done. I just want me to find it, 'cause I'm not done. I just want me to find it, I'm not done. I just want me to find it.
We hop on the plane, first to the capital Manila, and then we cross the Indian Ocean to another island called Zanzibar in Africa. I'll see you there.
I just want me to find it, 'cause I'm not